Woo, hey, how's everybody doing today? Just wanted to come on, share some updates, just talk about everything going on today. And yeah, good to see you, Timbo, Walter, Glenn Vlogs, Amy Morris, Irene, and Ryan L. It's good to see everybody. So yeah, no coin pusher tonight, no digger machine tonight. I'm just here at my computer. I've got a little video editing going on over here, and might share a little bit of that and sit down and talk. Give everybody an update on Sherry's MRI today. So thumbs up, she made it through. So she was able to make it through the MRI. No major issues with the experience. She did end up getting an assistant drug. Right, she ended up taking a Xanax, and she's been sleeping a good chunk of the day. But other than that, she's doing pretty good. No major concerns there. So it'll be some time before we get any updates on that. Before we actually know um, the results of that. But I'm just glad she made it through, and wanted to let everybody know that she was able to get through that without any issues. Hey, Big John. Hey, Amy. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Jimmy Snowdog. Amy Morris, Glenn Vlogs. So thumbs up. Second thing today, Sheila, just again confirming, we got your package, so that has arrived, and directions will be followed to a T on that. Hey, Nelson, wind blew my windows and air conditioning vent. Well, it is. Hey, Tammy Coleman, how are you doing, Tammy? Haven't seen your name in a while, so maybe you've been around. I just haven't noticed it. So it's good to see you, Tammy. I will let her know. Alexa, announce Sherry. Tammy Coleman says, please tell her I said hey.
Announcing.
There we go. Sherry, Tammy Coleman says, please tell her I said hey. So she's off in the bedroom way on the other side of the house behind me somewhere. So, but yeah, so I'm just sitting here in my editing studio, my office, and doing some video editing. I've got the next digger video here. I've started editing, and I'll be doing some of that. Probably another coin pusher video or two. So nothing too exciting. Oop, here we go. Sherry Amy Cole says, please tell her. Whoa, that was cool. The Amazon device triggered an Amazon device to repeat my message. Very weird. Yeah, I hope you've been good busy, Tammy. We'll let you know God is with her. Thanks, Paul. I will, Darlene. Yes, she did. And Darlene Shireman, there is a package on the way to you with triplets in it. So heads up. Oh, woke up Sherry. Hey, Sherry. I'm sorry. I thought you were sleeping in there. Well, I didn't think you were sleeping. I thought you were awake watching candy getting made. So, um, yeah, she's not going to be sneaking and looking at that package anytime soon. That's for sure. Yes, Dina Nugent. Yep, the MRI procedure went well. She was able to go through it without any issues, um, and come home. And other than feeling really super sleepy and maybe having a headache, I think she's doing okay. Didn't expect her to pop on, so yeah, she did. She survived it, um, absolutely. Ooh, Chantel V, congratulations on uh, a new grandbaby number 3 coming. That's awesome news. That was really cool. Yeah, I only got to hear stories, and we had a little bit of a kerfuffle. Sherry gave me her cell phone when she went in, so she couldn't call me when she got out, and I didn't have my cell phone when she went in, so that was a little bit of a kerfuffle we had to get through, but I was able to pick her up on time, no problem. It was just very oopsie, just a lot going on this morning. Oh, Dina, I hope your MRI goes well for your liver. All right, Nelson, post a picture of your living room. That's awesome. She was, Sheila, she was able to listen to music. So she was, but apparently she didn't get to listen to the music that she wanted to. I'll let her tell the story in chat. So I'm just waiting right now for, I'm trying to download the live stream for July 26th to add the crane cam into the top left-hand corner. Right now we've just got the technical difficulties. Please stand by in that corner right now. Amy, I've never had to do an MRI either. Well, while I'm waiting for that to download, I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do edit a new coin pusher video, one we haven't edited yet. So let me find the next one to edit, and I'm going to go ahead and edit it. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, looks like it might be Cootie Wall. Might be the next one to do. Chairs got moves. Straight line winds, no tornado, but those winds mean business. They do, Nelson. So, Nelson, how to get through your air conditioning vent? Did it like knock your air conditioner out or something? Holly, do you have metal that is affected by the MRI? All right, I'm going to come over here and take our video template. This is going to be a timer and votes game. So I'm going to use a timer vote template and put it into our Cootie Wall timer votes directory. Rename the file. 2021 Cootie Wall. All right, I'm gonna close out this project. Can't do anything else on that digger until get that downloaded. Well, Sherry, but you didn't chicken out. That's the thing. You were able to make it through. Hey, Lisa Wills. Well, I'm doing okay. Sherry's in recovery in the other room. She definitely had a day today, getting through all the getting through her MRI, but she was able to make it through. All right. So whenever we start editing a video here, we use templates. This is a template for most of our videos, and I'm just going to, I got to link this into all of our footage. We got to do a locate and find the Cootie Wall directory. I'm going to link up the face cam video. So I need to go through and identify which of these is the face cam. So this was the main camera. And then what else we got? This is the loot cam. And then this is the face cam. All right, and let's see, cow tipping towers. Is this the right? Oh. And then this was the votes. Oh, I bet you've had to take all mega drugs to get through that. That would be really hard, Holly. All right, let's link up to Facecam, and here we go. This will link most of the media except for our outro, which is in a different directory. It's in our utilities directory. So I'm just going to come over here and link in ending rehash, and boom. That actually kind of initiates and kind of aligns most of our footage. So you put the loot cam where it needs to go in the top left corner, face cam in the top right hand corner. All that needs to be adjusted are the votes, which I need to actually replace the votes. The linking doesn't work very well for that footage. I actually need to update that template to use a different file name. But I'm going to replace that footage with the voters footage. We're then going to do something called an applying a key. So anytime you edit a video, you use color keys to add green screen effects. And what I want to do is add a green screen effect to the voter cam to make the white background disappear. So I'm going to add a color key to it, which in our video effects gives us this little indicator here. I'm going to click that and drag it over to white and give it, and notice the background on the voting just suddenly disappeared. Poof. And I can drag that up here on top of loot cam. Bada boom. Why isn't Mac doing this one? I thought you were just doing the Digger ones. Mac is doing some, I'm doing some, and I'm starting on this one just because I'm still waiting for the all of the Digger live stream footage to download for the video I was editing. So why not come over here and do one of these on the live stream? Have a good night, Gene. Yeah, we were nervous about Sherry's previous experience with Xanax, but she did pretty good. She made it through without much of an issue so far. So all right. Let's drag her footage out. The next thing I want to do is actually do some alignment. So one of the reasons we do a lot of clapping in our videos is it makes it really easy to do what's called audio alignment. So using the software with Adobe Premiere, you'll see it gives you a visualization of your actual audio streams. And we can see right here at the beginning all the claps. So I can actually come through here and align the claps so that all the videos are in sync. And I don't even actually have to listen to it to do the alignment. You can come in here and visually align all of the streams. Hey, Carol Foss. So what I am doing right now is I am just editing one of our Coin Pusher videos. Sherry had her MRI today, so she's taking it easy, and I want to help us catch up on video editing. I thought, hey, why not try doing a live stream, a little bit of video editing? It's something happens behind the scenes. A lot of people don't see. A lot of people don't know what's going on, and it's not that complex to do when you break it down and look at individual pieces. Like, how do you do audio alignment on all these different camera views? Now, notice if I get really super zoomed in, you'll see our audio's not actually aligned between. This is actually one video. This is the main footage camera, and the audio that's in that. This is the loot cam footage, and you'll see that the peak here is over here on the right, but we need it aligned over here on the left, and then this is the face cam footage. So one of the challenges is how do you align all these things together? You can get really, really close on that alignment. And as long as it's pretty close, it's good enough for us. Once we actually publish, we will only use one of these audio streams though. So, hey. I've never had a CAT scan either, Amy. Yeah, Ryan, that's why we do the clapping. It really makes it easy to line all this stuff up later post editing. Because look, there's all the claps, right? And you know, if you look at this, the actual conversation we have, like when Sherry's doing an introduction, yeah, there's still visualization of that, but it's not crisp, it's not precise, and the claps are really a great technique to do that. There are other tools you can use, like with fancy cameras. You can do like time synchronization with multiple GoPros, and they can synchronize themselves, so you don't have to do this kind of stuff. I don't know how to do that, and we don't use GoPros. Right? We use iPhones. We could use Android cameras as well, but any kind of camera, you can do a clap, and there's your synchronization right there. And again, in post editing, you can come through and align it. Now, the important thing is that all of the footage that you're going to include in your final cut, you need to make sure you start with it at the beginning, because we crop off the claps. So I'm actually going to cut all of this out, all of this footage here to the left-hand side of this blue line, all of that's going to get cut out. And if I later find some footage I want to add in that I have audio for that was part of our original take, it's going to be really hard to do that alignment without adding the clip back in. So again, making sure you have everything at the very beginning is extremely important. And this is all stuff the Mac does too. So when we started on this, I didn't know how to do this stuff. Mac didn't know how to do this stuff. So we kind of learned how to do it together. And that's why we started the process. Our very first time we did a loot cam, it was like, well, how are we going to align all this stuff? And we tried to clap, and it happened to work. So it was a lot of fun. Good night, Chantel. Again, congratulations on your new grandbabies. I hope them. I'm wishing you and your family the best of health and on that journey. So I'm sure they're going to be beautiful. Carol Foss, you had your second COVID shot today, sore arm, otherwise good. For me, I had the Pfizer vaccine, and first shot, no problem. The second one for me, I actually, the day afterwards, I didn't feel too well. But so that was kind of a little bit shocking. Usually with Pfizer, most people don't have anything like that. So, but it's definitely important to get shots. Yeah, Ryan, thanks. Worked out pretty well. All right, so now the other thing is all of this footage though is different lengths, right? So you'll notice here on the left-hand side on this timeline, nothing's quite lined up. Once we come in here and clip it, so I'm going to come in here and do a clip right here. So that's going to cut both the video and the audio. I can then come in, delete it, select everything to the left of it, and then essentially line this stuff up over here on the right or on the left. But I just realized I made a slight boo-boo though. I did not align the vote cam. Forgot to align the vote cam before I did that cut. Remember I said it's important to do all those cuts at the beginning? And here I am. I missed it. I was scrolled down too far. When we have our vote cam, we actually have the microphone recording on the laptop to capture the audio with that as well. So let me I got to go in there and find where we did that. So here is the audio for the vote cam. I'm looking for my claps. And there they are. They stand out right over here, right? It's like a laser, right? Where did I do my clapping? Right there. So I can pull those in and get those aligned as well. So I'm going to shrink that footage, bring it on over, and then do an alignment on the audio. Sneak in. Poor man's time synchronization, right? But for our purposes, it works wonders. And what's really crazy about Sherry's MRI and her Xanax So many of you remember the story from a few weeks ago where I was vomiting inside the doctor's office. Sherry was having a procedure done, and she ended up having some Valium. She could not play her ukulele when she had Valium, but with Xanax, she's been able to play her ukulele um, on the way home today from the MRI. She was playing ukulele despite being kind of loopy and tired. From the Xanax, or she described it as being super stoned. She was able to play the ukulele, no problem. So it was funny listening to her play the ukulele the whole time. All right, so I think I've got the vote cam aligned pretty good. Again, for our purposes, it doesn't have to be exact. We only end up keeping one of the audio streams, the rest we remove, and audio alignment of less than a 50 millisecond, 100 millisecond difference, you don't really notice in the final product for these coin pusher videos. Big John, does anybody know what the device they wrap around your calves in the hospital to help the circulation in legs is called? It pumps up and down. A pump? I don't. I don't know, Big John. Yeah, some kind of compression thing. I mean, all right. So let me come in here, and I need to finish this cut now that I've got the voting footage all aligned time-wise as well. So now I can come in here and just cut all that out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here we go. This is our four cameras, right? We have the loop cam, face cam, main cam, and the votes. And now they are cleared out. And now we can come in here and try to align all this. So and bring that on over. Now the next tricky part, though, also in our videos, because of how we edit these, I still need to get the timer synchronized exactly. We don't really have a great way to do the timer. So typically what I will do is wait for the video to actually start, and I wait for Sherry to start dropping quarters. I'm watching me in the background, and suddenly you'll see that the loop cam changes from the votes to this black screen. So that's actually the OBS Studio streaming software that we use, and the laptop that we're using to do the video streams has a very small screen. It's a 13-inch MacBook screen. So I don't have room on that to put everything. So when we actually start the timer on our videos, we have to bring OBS in front of the vote cam, and that's what you're seeing here. And that's my sign that this is about the time we'll actually start the timer. So right about there. So I'm going to drag the timer over to the right. Now the next thing, though, is now we have this ugly thing in our video here, right? So we're running, we have votes, and suddenly we get these little artifacts in there. And not that it really matters at the end of the day, but you know, why not try to do something to the best of your ability that you can? So what we'll actually do is do something called an add hold. When you do an add hold, we're going to come in on our timeline and identify exactly where those artifacts show up. All right, I'm ducking down, and what we end up doing is we're going to introduce a cut here on the votes right beforehand. And as soon as that all disappears, in just a second, right about now, boom, we're going to do another cut. I'm going to remove that footage, and we're going to introduce a still shot of that footage, and it's called a frame hold. So we'll come in here on our timeline and add a frame hold. If I can get in there, there we go. And it'll give us another little artifact that we can, at the tail end of the stream, here's a frame hold, we can drag that out over there. And essentially what will happen is now instead of artifacts, it'll just be that last vote that shows up there on the screen as I walk across. Okay, here we go. This is the spot where the artifact was. Now it's just frozen video, frozen still, and oh, I need to stretch it out a little bit further. I didn't clip it far enough. So luckily I can just come in here, shrink that down a little bit, and expand that out. Boom. Now when that goes, it'll just transition nicely. And if you're watching it, you wouldn't even know that it was there. Secrets of video editing. OBS, yeah, Sherry. So OBS is the streaming software that we use. Hello, here's OBS. Ah, yes, this is actually kind of fun, right? This is the infinite, but this is the streaming software that we use. OBS. Studio, and I'm trying to remember what OBS actually stands for, but it's an open source project. Streamlabs, and a lot of, let's see, let me actually look at what OBS stands for. I don't remember what OBS, Open Broadcast Software. Thank you, I had to look it up, I cheated. But OBS Studio is the open source streaming project software that we use to run all of our live streams, and it allows us to do all the fancy, crazy things we do during the live stream. So it's great. It's can be kind of complicated to use. There are simpler solutions, or there's just streaming off your phone. YouTube allows you to just stream using your phone, and off you go. But if you want to do kind of multi-screen grabs, have multiple cameras, and do multiple scenes, and a bunch of crazy stuff like I like to do, it helps to have a package, a software tool like OBS Studio, and it's free. So I love free. Wow, Holly, your new power chair was 20 grand. Holy smokes. All right, so now that we've got that in place, now there's a few other odd things going on here. I just feel compelled to edit. So I'm going to zoom in and go up to the vote cam, and look, there's a mouse cursor there. That's really annoying. So I am going to crop that out. I must crop it. And cropping is just removing a portion of the video. So if I crop the bottom 20% of the video off, it's gone. All right. Now I'm going to zoom back out. There's our video. Now there's still a few alignment issues to work on. Like the loot cam isn't really aligned in its box, so that'll be some manual adjustment. Hey, Gene Rankin, good evening. How are you doing? It is definitely an evening to be talking about hospital visits and all the crazy things going on with that. All right, here. So let's actually get the loot cam adjusted. That's my next goal here. So to do that, let's see here. Let's get a way to show this. All right. So when you're using Adobe Premiere, every video is an object and has effects associated with that. One of the effects is actually position. So this is the position of the loot cam. Our loot cam footage actually looks like this. Right, we actually record the entire section. We normally just drag it up here to the corner, and then make some fine-tuning adjustments on it. Like it's a little bit big today. So what we'll do is we'll adjust the scale. Right now it's the scale at 90. We'll pull it back to an 80% scale and see how that looks. There's some overhang on the right that I will go ahead and crop out. So we'll crop, currently I'm cutting out 5% of the right. I'm going to turn that up to 8%. That's too much. 6%, 7%. There we go. So now the loop cam is aligned, and everything outside of the box is outside of the video frame, so we don't really care. It's not actually going to be in the final product. So let's see here. Now you'll notice this. Let's see here. Let's get that timer moved up again and see how that looks. So it's looking all right. Now the next thing we do like to do is add footage of something awesome crashing, where we'll do like a slow motion effect. So there's always picking where to do that becomes tricky, right? So do you do it when the little wall collapses in the middle between the towers? Like right in there? Do you do it, or do you wait for the big mama? So there's the left-hand tower crashing. There it goes. Double crash and triple crash. All right. That's a good one worth slowing down and doing over again, right? So now to do this kind of a cut, or do this kind of a slow down instant replay, what we will end up doing is creating several different clips. So normally you have a video like this with the face cam, and it's a single long stream. It's one clip. And as soon as you start taking sections of it out and like doing instant replays on them, making them bigger, changing their position, slowing them down, you actually create separate video clips or separate video segments within Adobe Premiere, or really within any video editing software, which is great if you're kind of doing your final cut. But if you're still aligning things and positioning things, it becomes a problem, because if you adjust some setting in the video clip at the end of the video, you want to be able to have it applied to the beginning of the video as well, and it won't always apply to all those clips in between. I'm sure there's some fancy setting you can set that says, hey, apply it everywhere. I just don't know what that is. So I'm going to hold off on that. But I will put a mark here. You can add a mark into videos that says, hey, here's an interesting spot right here. Come back, and that's what those little green markers are there that are on the live stream. Hey, Amy Morris. Yes, we do have two Amy's, Amy H and Amy Morris. Goodness gracious. Amy. I'm starting to see double here. All right, and then I will go ahead and find that last tower collapse, and we're going to mark that as well. And it's actually interesting because the right tower collapses in two different segments. It initially collapses. Right, there's like the top of it falls off here. Boom. All right, there's a fall. Does it fall off into the loop cam? And I can't find it. I'm looking inside the loop cam. Let's see here. Yeah, that fell into the loot can. So that would actually be a spot to mark on the main camera. And then as we continue to progress through the rest of that tower collapse, and that one falls out of place, so it's kind of interesting to slow down too. All right, so that's probably a spot to mark there as well. And again, those marks are places I'm going to come back to and do manual edits on after the rest of the video has been checked and we've aligned everything. You want to kind of do those cuts, at least in terms of what I know how to do, after you've done all the rest of your stuff. So now to work on the end of the video. So journal pushes, and then mystery bag question, me doing a bunch of ridiculous things in the background. And I need to cut it here somewhere towards the end. There I am, waving to everybody, coming up, tripping over the dog, shutting off the camera. But even here, even though we can't hear anything, you can actually see in the audio stream at the bottom, Sherry saying bye, me waving, and then that's where we'll cut it. So we'll go ahead and cut the end of the video here. I hear Sherry whistling behind me. Oh, announcement.
John, could you come in here for a moment?
Ooh, all right, Sherry's calling me to the other room. I will be back in just a moment. Stay tuned. That was perfect time, other than hitting the wrong mic button. Yeah, Sherry wanted to try walking with her eyes closed while she still had a little bit of that Xanax in her system. And she actually walked straighter with that, with her eyes closed, and I've seen her walk with her eyes closed before. She had a little bit of a wobble. So yeah, but she definitely, it's not something she can go on a regular basis. Xanax is not, it is the overall, it's just not good for her. I don't think it's good for anybody. All right, so I was editing the very end of the video. I'm just coming in here and removing those clips I just took off. So deleting that, deleting that. Oh, there's the be right back. Didn't show up very well. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do here is pull in the end footage, which is over here on the right. This is kind of our typical little closer sequence. So there's the audio for it. Here's the video for it. Now, if we watch it through, it'll come through and it'll just drop in like that. But anytime it drops in like that, that's kind of an abrupt video change, right? It's pretty harsh. And yeah, who's watching at the end? Not very many people, but we can make it better. So we're going to add a video transition in instead. We're going to add a dissolve, film dissolve between the main camera and the subscribe. So hopefully, there we go. That's better. It just makes it less bad. And anytime we have those types of abrupt changes in the video, we tend to add those in if we have the time in the editing process to do that. Again, it's really not necessary. Most people, about 50% of people drop off from watching a video in the first minute of the video or so. So the next thing I want to actually do here, because I'm doing what I would call kind of gross cuts or large cuts, is we're going to add in the introduction video sequence into this as well. So I have a bunch of footage here to take a look at for an intro sequence. So to do that, I'm actually going to take out my current and we're going to watch and listen and see what we got here. So let's see. I don't know what I actually said in any of these. I could say some cuss words. It could be really, really bad in terms of what's here. I don't know. Let's see here. What? Do I have any? Am I saying anything here? Nope. Not saying anything in that one. Let's try the next one here. So we got to preview the footage. This one's only 8 seconds long. It's probably not any good. Let's find out. Just doing a flyover, not saying anything. So this would be one where Mac or I would end up adding some music to it. But it is a potential. That 7906 is a potential one for the intro. So I'm just going to rename this intro 1. Let's look at the next one and see what that looks like. So this would be intro 2. What does intro 2 look like? Watch that again. And this is the video editing process. Popping up, pulling back, and coming back through, doing a little rotate thing. That would be intro 2. That's a possible. That could be one to do. Now let's take a look at this next one. Now this one, unfortunately, ended up getting recorded dimensionally the wrong way. So I need to rotate it to the right. There we go. Now let's take a look at intro number 3 and see what it's like.
On this episode of We Play You Win, the live streamers control the coin pusher and have to beat the house. See if they can come up with the jackpot today.
Okay, so that's intro 3 with talking. All right, let's try intro 4. Now, intro 4, I've got the same problem again. It's rotated dimensionally the wrong way. Rotate it around. Bring it up here on the screen. And let's see what I said in intro number. That'd be intro number 4.
All right, in today's game, our live streamers are playing against the house with an unlimited buy-in. They've got to get all 4 chips out of the coin push before time runs out. Stay tuned.
Okay, so that's intro number 4 with talking. Okay, intro 4 talking, and that's unlimited buy-in. Yes, because buy-ins are so important. All right, and then I think this is going to be. Looks like this is going to be the last footage. This will end up being intro number 5 that we're going to look at here. And let's see what it looks and sounds like. Yes, the glory of video editing. But this is all kind of fun. It's fun to try to figure out how to put these things together. All right, let's see what intro number 5 sounds like.
Oh my goodness gracious, it's a cootie race. Well, no, actually, it is a cootie destruction.
Okay, that's intro number 5. That was intro number 5. Yeah, intro number 5. Intro 5, talking. I talk about a cooties and I go bidibidibidibidoo. Okay, so those are the available intros. I need your opinion, live streamers, those of you who are stuck with us. Which intro should I use in this video? Intro number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I know which one I would pick. But of these 5 intros we just watched, I need someone else's opinion to help me. All right, have a good evening, Holly Provost. Thanks for joining us. Oh, you've got a sleepover. Oh my goodness, you need all the prayers. John swears sometimes to listen carefully. Well, we just went through all 5 of them. The Jew. Okay, Sherry's voting for number 5. Okay, we can play 5 again. Okay, here was 5. Hold on. Get 5 back over here. We got to rotate it back around. Here is number 5.
Oh my goodness gracious, it's a cootie race. Well, no, actually, it is a cootie destruction. Okay,
that was number 5. Okay, I see Pokerossi with 5, Amy with the last one, Ryan Ellis has played 5 again, 5 says Rankin, Sheila says Rankin, Mark Smithson says Rankin, Ukulele Sherry says Jiba Jiba Jew. Okay, so it sounds like intro 5 talking cooties with the. I will rename that Jiba Jiba Jew. That sounds like a better Jiba Jiba Jew. Okay, that is the intro that we're going to do. All right, let's add in Jiba Jiba Jew. So the easiest way to do this is go onto our timeline and we're going to highlight everything on our timeline and we're just going to drag it to the right And drag it to the right. Make sure we have 20 seconds or so. And then I'm going to come take our Jeebie footage and drag it onto the timeline. There it is. And I want to bring everything else back. Now, initially came in wrong. So we were doing the effects on that video. So I'm going to rotate it to a negative 90 degrees. Oops, I should just do a 90-degree rotation on that. That'll fix it. There we go. It's been fixed. And now let's watch that intro.
Oh my goodness gracious, it's a cootie race. Well, no, actually, it is a cootie destruction. All
right. So far, so good. All right, I want to bring this footage down to that level. Select. All right. Now the bottom is all of our audio footage. The top is all of our video footage. You'll notice that there's this big pink thing here called graphics. That represents both our loop cam footage and actually some of our watermarks that we use. So here's one of the watermarks that I want to make a slight adjustment on, and we'll line it directly onto that bar. And it's got a little fontiness to it, so I'm going to correct that. There we go. Hey, Amy. Yeah, Amy H. Don't forget our mystery bag question on our daily videos. That's how you enter the mystery bag game on Sunday. All right, let's see. Now, something I'm trying to do is shorten up our intro and actually have the intro subscribe piece overlap the start of our main video sequence. So I think I'm going to go ahead and inject that now. So the way to do that in this case is I go into our footage right when the subscribe link pops up. And I'm actually going to introduce a cut onto that. And earlier we were using the color key. So I'm going to add the color key onto that sequence and pick black as a background with a 10% tolerance. Now I can come back in here and take the subscriber footage, and I actually want to drag this down to audio row 5, and we're now going to drag this footage into our main footage, highlight everything, bring it back together, smash it together, boom. Let's see what that looks like.
Hey everyone, it's Replay You Win, but this is a You Play You Win edition.
All right. Another thing I want to do is introduce an audio fade onto the intro music. So we're going to be introducing something called we're going to do a constant power crossfade. By dragging that down onto our audio stream, you'll see it gets this little gray bar on top of it. That controls how much fading it actually does. So I'm going to start fading at the halfway point. The other thing I want to do is tone down that a little bit. So let's see. Come back here, rewind. Let's see what this happens.
Hey everyone, it's Replay You Win, but this is a You Play You Win edition.
That's better.
So our live streamers are
I'm experimenting with trying to shrink, kind of shorten our actual intro theme. And I mentioned earlier, most viewers kind of stop watching our content after the first 30 seconds or so. So I want to see if I have an example I can actually show you what that looks like in case anybody's curious who's hanging out here. So if you're on YouTube, you have a YouTube channel, you get access to some of these cool analytics. So this is, these are the analytics that show you how long viewers actually watch your video. So from the time the video starts to when your actual main footage begins, you'll notice after the 54-second mark, we only have 40% of the people who started watching our video continuing to watch our videos. And this is just one of our videos. Depending on which video we're looking at, if we're looking at a live stream, it changes. Our live streams tend to be a lot worse. So once people start watching our lives, after the first minute or two, we've only got 10% of the people still watching it. Sometimes they continue to watch while we're until a structure falls or something, but then they kind of tail off at the end. And if we look back at our double your money inside the coin pusher video, that was the video that had no towers in it. It was just straight play. After the first minute or so, only 27% of the people were still watching it. And if you compare that to something that does have structures in it, even if it didn't do all that well, like the hanging by a thread coin pusher video with the pole vaulter, 44% of people were still watching it. So that's why when we talk about trying to build structures and stuff in our games, what drives some of that decision making is if we do a video without structures, far fewer people watch it than if they do one with structures. And depending on the nature of the structure, and if it's a live stream or not, so like if we look at our Mega Pyramid video, 45% of the people were watching it at a minute. We're at 39%. And then it kind of stays that way until the structure falls. So here's the structure going down, and you'll notice that people slowly fade away from watching our content. That's because, hey, we're not the typical coin pusher channel. We're not tending to be gambling. So once the structure goes down, only people who are really interested in kind of hanging out, listening to us talk, are still watching. So, but we're always looking to try to attract more people who are interested in that. So anyway, that's kind of what some of the analytics look like behind the scenes. If we look at huge coin wall inside a coin pusher, this is episode 284. At the 1 minute mark, 38% of the people were watching. But if you fast forward to when the wall collapses, again, that's that very clear. You can see where people are actually fast forwarding. This little bump up is people fast forwarding, and then they stop watching. So, but we enjoy doing the live streams. We do the live streams because they're fun. We don't do them for this, right? We're doing live streams because they're fun. We enjoy making these videos because they're fun, but we also like growing the channel and doing that kind of stuff. So it's always a game. What can we do without going down the hey guys, back at the coin pusher, we've got $10,000 buy-in here, and we're going to try to buy our college education or something. I don't know. I can't do it. But I'm sure if you were to look at this on some of the other channels that have catapulted into extreme popularity, you'd see something very different because they have the gambling aspect of it to keep people suckered in to continue watching. So anyway, that's what's going on back there. We enjoy the lives and visiting and hanging out with everybody. That's also why I kind of decided to go live tonight, is just to reconnect with everybody, give everyone an update on kind of what was going on with Sherry's MRI, and do something we haven't done before because, hey, you don't know. All right. So we got our intro. We're doing that. Well, then we have that abrupt change right there from the intro So I'm going to add one of those video dissolve effects again. There we go. Better. And I'm going to do it at the tail end of that video as well.
Hey everyone.
Oh, and then, yes, then another little nitpick. Because I'm using the green screen effect on that rolling subscribe link, it doesn't quite come in at the edge of the screen. It was actually, we actually originally made it for a different format video. So it's just slightly, it was just, we didn't do it for 4K, we did it for HD, so it never quite aligns quite where I want it to. So I'm just going to come in here and drag it over. And it'll be fine because it doesn't go all the way across the screen. So there's the cut mark. There we go.
Hey everyone. It's replay you win, but this is a you play you win.
Hey, Melster Doom. Yeah, exactly, Gene. This is play. And we really enjoy doing the viewer suggested games. It's a real treat for us to be able to do that kind of stuff. Like a ukulele? What? Like I just have a ukulele sitting here at my desk? I haven't tuned this thing forever. It probably sounds horrible. Not bad. Someone mentioned ukulele, so of course I have to pull out the ukulele. Sounds right. A little higher. Oh, that's so bad. Listen to that. Hear that? See how bad that sounds? Doesn't sound so good. A little bit better. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. Sounds so much better. You're on a holiday. How bad can you stand to say? Maybe if I sing bad enough, I can get Sherry to come sing a song. Probably not. Anyway, put that guy back up there. The trio of trolls might be attempting to sneak into my backpack. Maybe they went to help me at work tomorrow. Oh, Melster Doom. I hope they're not. Hope there's no Norwegian troll there. Amy Morris. Love sending smiles everywhere. Let's see here. So that's back to the beginning.
Oh my goodness gracious, it's a cootie race. Well, no, actually, it is a cootie destruction.
John is not thrilled.
Hey everyone.
John
It's
is not
replay you
thrilled.
win, but
That's
this
a
is
great way to
you
describe
play
it,
you
Sherry.
win edition. So our live streamers are tasked with, on a pusher shelf, is a can
Oh,
of
man.
Lysol.
Yes.
Not Lysol, that's
I love
not
finding
trademark.
reasons to rearrange things.
Lysol.
Right?
And
Puts
it
me-
kills
Makes
germs.
me want to put on my hard
Well,
hat.
Germs are really little. You can't see them. So we have cooties. Here
I've
are
got
these
my hard
cans of
All right.
spray. There are.
This was actually my grandfather's hard hat. He worked briefly for Hughes Aircraft, and he didn't work there very long, but held onto this helmet. So it's too small for me, but I keep it in my office as a reminder. Not sure what it's reminding me of. But I
The
keep
live
it.
streamers have 30 minutes. 30 minutes just to get 4
What going? No clue, said Carolyn.
into the cam before the
So
lights off.
tonight I'm just I'm editing a video on a live stream. Editing one of our Coin Pusher videos. We talked about Sherry's MRI experience. She's on live chat right now. And if you want to ask her any questions or whatever, meantime, I'm just going through showing everything that goes into editing one of our videos obsessively. Oftentimes we're spending way too much time on some of these things. Like right now we're at an hour and 12 minutes with, yeah, we've done a live stream and stuff, but I think we're just about there to start doing the micro edits. We've got the bulk of the footage together. We've got the intro in place. We've got the ending in place. Oh, one thing I forgot to check is make sure we've got time alignment when the game ends. Sometimes that's a little bit tricky in the live stream. I gotta wait for the final quarters. And listen, do I call out the live stream for timing?
Now that cootie was under those.
And if you listen, you'll hear it kind of sounds echoey. That's all of those different audio streams together that are just slightly not aligned. It is possible to align them precisely so that all of the peaks and valleys are in fact aligned, but you have to take the audio and misalign it from the video. And for our purposes, again, at the end, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And we're just going to use one audio stream in the end. So. And you can hear that echo. Hey, that was pretty good. 7 minutes, 5 seconds. And that's pretty good, especially considering we didn't really listen to most of it. The fact that everything lined up exactly like I said it was going to, that's pretty good. So, all right, no spoilers. And you never know. There might be things that get added to this video later so that everybody who is watching it might still need to watch it again. So you never know.
So be the reason someone smiles today. Be sick.
And I'm actually going to come back to the timer. And we did that frame hold previously, right? Earlier. So I'm going to come in here and do a frame hold at 7:05 mark. And that's when I called it in the video. There we go. So now we're going to do that frame hold again. And it should let me do a frame hold. Yes. So now we can just freeze the timer there at the end of the video. So it sits there the whole time. It just says 7 minutes, 5 seconds. There we go. The W word. Oh, I missed the W word. All right. But yeah, so that's that part. Now, if we want to add the slowdowns, right, like when the towers fall and stuff, we come through previously and did 3 marks. So that would be 3 different cuts that we would end up making. Each one of those cuts is going to create at least 9, 3. It's going to create a bunch of new clips. So let's go through and do that. Now, since we're going to be doing a bunch of cuts, I want to make sure that I don't have any locked rows in my timeline. So each one of these timelines, you can control what's visible. So you can like turn off, or you can hide a row, you can hide something, or you can show it, or you can lock it. You can say, I don't want to make any changes to those particular rows. So you can lock it in place so there's no accidents. In my case, I don't want anything locked. I want everything visible because we're going to be cutting all video clips to add the slowdowns. So we'll start with the first one here. And there we go. So this is about where we're going to do the clip cut. I'm not going to cut the graphic row at the top, but I will cut the timer and everything underneath it. And I think there's better ways to do this, but I'm just not sure what they are. And let's wait for that tower to finish falling.
Shoot. That was an amazing.
All right. And then we have that first cut. Okay. So now we just created a whole bunch of new clips right here in the center. And those clips, we have two options. We can slow down the clip in place, or we can insert a new clip that is a slowed down version, which is my preference when I'm doing these edits. So I want to take everything to the right-hand side and stretch it. I'm going to come in here, copy these, and paste them again on the right-hand side. Right-click and go to, there's an additional setting here. Just trying to find it. It shows up. That's speed duration. Oh, it's interesting. It's just always between the video feeds. Anyway, speed duration. Almost like a window like this where you can set how slow do you want it to go. You want to reverse it. You want to maintain your audio pitch. So we're going to set it to 50% slowdown. I'm then going to go ahead and come in here and add frame dissolves onto the left and right hand side of the timeline for all the footage. I'll pop in, drag the footage on the right in so it sits butted up against it. And then we're going to add, we don't need to add any frame dissolves at that point because the slowdown should just line up directly with the video. So if we watch it, here's what it'll look like.
It's like 99% effective. Oh, the lights are there. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's in play. Shoot. Oh, that was an amazing. The lights are there. Oh, here we go.
It's a little jumpy because we're doing a preview of it.
Shoot. Oh, that was an amazing.
Then it just fades back in. So we only have to do the film dissolve when we do the cut for the initial rewind. Afterwards, it all lines up perfectly. And that's how we'll actually do all of the cuts for the remaining towers, is that same process. And again, I think there's a slightly more efficient way to do that in Adobe Premiere. I'm just not sure what that trick is. So for the future tower cuts, I'll be doing that as well. And then you have things like, in this case, a chip falling out of directly into the loop cam. We might want to do a zoom in on the loop cam in that kind of an instance as well. So maybe what we'll do in that case for the next tower falls, instead of doing a slowdown, we'll just zoom in on the the loop cam. You can do a zoom on a particular camera feed. So if we pick our loop cam, back over here on the right hand side, we have all the different positional markers. There's one here called zoom, and they have this thing called toggle animation, which essentially introduces a keyframe concept. The keyframe is when you're creating a video and you want the video software to move things for you automatically, you use keyframes. The keyframe says, hey, before this frame, I want everything to be the same. From the beginning of the video to frame 2, or 2. And then from frame 2 to frame 3, I want you to move the video or zoom the video or pan the video, and you use keyframes to do that. So I'm going to turn on keyframes for the zoom for the loop cam. And when the tower falls, right before the tower falls, so right here, I'm going to introduce a keyframe by clicking this blue little dot. Yeah, this is how Adobe Premiere tells you to add something called the keyframe. Keyframes are really important concepts in video editing. If you don't know how to add and remove keyframes and you want to do some kind of fancy panning or zooming, it's impossible. And the fact that it's simple, but if you don't know to look for this little blue dot, this little blue circle, you're never going to actually find it. It's really crazy. All right. Then I'm going to move it forward. And I'm going to zoom in on the loop cam, which will make it big.
Oh, it's going forward. Oh, I think it's out. Loop cam. I think it's out.
And then I'm going to put another zoom, another thing right there. Come back. And let's see. I think it's acting a little funny here. Let's see.
Oh, this purple one's gonna go. Oh, it's going forward. Oh, I think it's out. Loop cam. I think it's out. I think it's out. Yes.
What was really weird about that is when we zoomed in, I actually couldn't see it falling out of play. We have all this other footage in the way. And that's just because of how these things are layered, right? You'll see that the loop cam is here in layer 2. All of the graphics and footage are up on layer 5 or 6. So it makes it really tough to see what's going on. I'm just going to hide those other layers. And let's see if we can actually see it fall out of play here. Very slowly. Well, there it is, right there. I just realized that's not quite in screen. There it is. Okay. There it is falling. It's really hard to see. So we might actually want to draw an indicator. You can kind of see it peeking its head right there. Kind of falls right there. There's the purpliness of that tower right there. I make this even bigger. There, you can kind of see that. That is that token that fell out of play. I think it's covered with quarters. Zoom in, tower falls, tokens are in there, and we zoom back out. But of course, I hid all those other layers up there in between. So, good night, Carolyn. Yeah. Well, Sherry, that other software that you used, I think Half Dollar Make You Holler. Yeah, Half Dollar Make You Holler was that other channel that sent the silver. Yeah, sometimes you can actually watch the lightning on inner back patio area and stuff, but difficult to catch that on live. Hey, Becky Huffman. Yeah, so what they typically do on their live streams. So they start a live stream, and what they're sorting through boxes of rolled coins, and they're looking for unique pieces, silver, 40% silver, half dollars, 90% silver, half dollars, things I don't quite know about. Sherry's actually more of a numismatist than I am. That's the wrong word, but Sherry's definitely the coin money person in terms of collecting. But they also just hang out and chat, and it's another live stream to go on and talk with folks. And I also appreciate the free giveaways they do on every live stream. So on their live streams, the way they do their giveaways in live stream is if you comment on their last live stream, that's your entry to today's live stream. And they post a link at the top of the chat. Go back, comment on the previous live stream, and then that gives you your entry. It's actually a really good system to do for that. With that zoom in, I think what I'm going to end up doing is so I'm going to end up flipping the layers above it. It's actually a couple ways to solve this problem of everything overlapping. One is to flip the other footage out, and the second option is to have everything move and shift down when you do a zoom in. But I think I'm going to try just doing the clip removal. At least create the separate clips. So for the move the timer down, we'll just move the timer down. And we'll move the loot cam text down. And the votes, we'll just hide the votes for a brief minute.
This is back to where. Oh, this purple one's gonna go. Oh, it's going first. Oh, no. I think it's out. Blue cam. I think it's out.
And so the other thing that would make sense to do in this case is actually highlighting that something fell. So we could come in here and use a pen tool and add a new graphic layer. It's like a circle. So right as it falls, oops, I want to switch this over to I gotta go to the graphics and using the ellipse tool. Put a big old ellipse around it, and we'll remove the fill and Make a big fat circle. And adjust our timeline here.
Oh, no. I think it's out of the blue can. I think it's out. I think it's in the blue can. They got one. All right.
All right. Well, that's what that'll look like. Oh, cool. You found an Indian head penny on the sidewalk a few years ago. I've never actually found an Indian head penny in just walking down the street or in life anywhere. Hey, Becky Huffman. Yes, that's exactly what's going on. So this is a previously recorded video that I'm editing on the live stream and walking through various stages of the editing process and all of the cuts that go along with it. So it's about an hour and a half edit so far with interruptions and live stream and stuff. So this would typically be probably about an hour edit to do to get it to this point. There's definitely ways we could simplify this by doing less cuts, and but this is typically what goes into it. It's fun to go through piggy banks full of coins. And sometime this week, I will be releasing the Pig Latin video that we made. And again, I encourage everybody to watch it and to read what's written. It is far more entertaining to read it than to try to pay attention to anything that we're saying. If you listen to what we're saying, what's going on in text written on the screen at the same time in the Pig Latin video is, I think it's pretty fun. So I'd love to do more of that. But I'm hoping to release it this Saturday. If I have to release it sooner, I will, but I'd like to do it for our Saturday premiere. So Becky Huffman, what program do I use for editing? This is Adobe Premiere. So Mac and I are using Adobe Premiere to do our editing. It works great for having multiple cameras all simultaneously, well, footage from multiple sources, all on the screen at the same time. I think right now we've got 5 sources, plus a graphics layer. And I know very little about it, so this is very nice. Okay, now there's one thing I do want to adjust. I didn't notice this earlier, but there's at some point during filming, we actually zoom out. And I want to keep our watermark on the same spot, pre and post zoom out.
Orange.
There's the zoom. All right, so and then there, and flip it around that zoom, flip it, and then move that in the center and just bring that back to where it was. We've actually had pretty good luck keeping folks from stealing our content recently, and a big part of that has been the use of hidden watermarks in our videos. So been very, it allows us to prove that we are the actual originator of the content when we complain about it. Oh, you keep trying to get me to show how you put in Stripe Man? Oh, Amy, okay. So if I was to put in Stripe Man here, it doesn't actually count as Waldo. And if I put in Stripe Man now, I would probably have to move him later. I'll show you how I put in Stripe Man. Absolutely. We can do that. Let's find a good spot to put in Stripe Man. Let's see. Where would be a great spot in this video? Let's see. Oh, I see a spot. Here's a great spot. Okay. All right, Amy. You've insisted. I believe I saw you a couple times earlier. I didn't clue, so I've got my hard hat on, what you meant by Stripe Man. I wasn't really thinking about it. But here is where to put Stripe Man. Hold on. This would be a post-edit Stripe Man. Oh, I missed it. So let's go back here. There's this yellow 1,000 coin pusher buck chip that falls down. We could have Waldo appear on that and then slide down off screen as it falls. Like right here. There he goes. Okay. So I'll show you how I do it. All right, so let's see. It falls when?
That green tootie is
And waiting for it on the timeline to go. Oh, there it is. Okay. So right at 16:13, it falls. So there's my little timekeeper here. So I'll come back here to 6:08. I'm going to put a marker. And then come over here to the 6:13 mark where it disappears and put a marker. I try to keep Waldo on screen for generally at least 5 seconds, maybe a little bit longer. But it all depends. All right, now I've got to go. Now I've got to go grab Waldo. So let's see. So now I'm going to bring in Waldo. I'm going to bring in Waldo on this marker. Okay, now you'll notice there's Waldo, right? He's got a blue background. I do have a version of him with the transparent background, but we're going to do the blue one this time. So I'm going to add that color key that we've been using previously to Waldo. I'm just zooming in back here on timeline. Here we go. All right, so we'll add the color key back to Waldo. And make sure that we've picked the right color blue. And if we have, we'll give a slight color tolerance of 5%. And okay, so for starters, there he is. There's Waldo, just hovering there in the middle of the screen.
green tootie.
There he is. Now he's in. Now he's actually in. So now the next thing we're going to do is bring him on top. So highlight his position, and let's have him kind of start here. Now this would be a great situation if we had a Waldo with an "ooh" on his face. And we could create a second Waldo. Like right now, he's just smiling. But you know, if as the yellow chip fell out, if we had another one where he went like this, as he slid out, that would be funny. Most people would probably not be able to see it again because they're watching on a phone, and you wouldn't notice that kind of detail. But fun nonetheless. So there he is. Let's add in a video transition effect. So we've been using that film dissolve. So we'll start with that. So you'll see him fade in on the 1,000 coin pusher buck chip. There he is.
That green tootie is
He's still there. And what we're going to do now is go ahead and do a positional keyframe. So he'll actually slide off of there as he goes. So we'll have to, I'm going to actually stretch this out a little bit. I'm just waiting for the right moment to start to move him. I want to wait for that chip to fall. There it is. Okay, right there. It's kind of right there. Go frame by frame. There's the first movement. And when that falls out of frame, we can have him keyframe right there and have him. We're going to add a scale. I'm going to add a rotation keyframe as well. So he's going to come down here, and we're going to have him rotate as he falls. Because why not? Let's have him rotate as well as he falls off the screen. And we're going to have him also get smaller. And then we'll just continue that forward. And he's going to continue to rotate. And get smaller. And then we'll advance a little bit further to another position and keyframe rotation and move them off screen. And actually, we'll go ahead and add a film dissolve here at the end as well. So let's see what that looks like. We'll see how well that animates it. There he is. Going. Boom. Okay. That's how we would add Waldo.
That green tootie is under the. Okay.
Just like that. And if we zoomed in all the way, it's really only way you actually really get to watch it. If we go in all the way, well, 75% of that. There we go. Okay. Let me bring that back on the screen.
That green tootie is under the.
And just like that.
Okay.
And you'll notice that when I'm playing it in the editor, it gets really blurry. And that's because this setting over here on the right is the playback resolution. I'm running the playback resolution at only a quarter or 1/8. Because it's more efficient. Here we go. Here's the full.
Green tootie is under the.
There he goes. Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he doesn't have to stay, but that's how we do it, Amy. Hope that helps. Hope that gave you the what you're looking for. We could do that with anything. Like we've also got, we can come over here and do some other wackadoo stuff. So I could come in here and add Waldo's hat hair back onto my head. Kind of using the same tricks, right? So I just dragged in Waldo's hat and hair, bring it up here, have it go on top of my head, increase the size of that. I'll stop rendering. I want to put this back at 1/8. Increase the size of that. Oh, there it is. Look, I've got hat hair. Let me bring that on the camera. There we go. Now I've got hat hair. So we could put a film dissolve at the beginning and end of that. So it just fades in, fades out.
Look at that Lysol. They are trying to use a Lysol.
And if you wanted to try and crack my head,
Center left.
we kind of do the same keyframe stuff we were doing previously, where as it comes in, we're going to adjust it.
Look at that Lysol. They are trying to use a Lysol to spray.
And I just moved my head down, so we adjust it down a little bit. You see there's that little blue line that shows up. That's movement. Oh, there's another. I went way the heck over there. And probably fade out right there. Then if we were to watch it,
Folks are still center
it would
left.
just show up.
Look at that Lysol.
Move around a little bit with my head.
They are trying to use a Lysol to spraying and spraying and spraying. Center left.
Not the best job, but it kind of looks like that. Reading up on chat. Yeah, we're still waiting on the medical stuff. We've got a few of the medical bills in right now, so. All right, let me go ahead and finish up the final tower collapse edit sequence. And we'll go ahead and do this one right over there. And this one, what we'll do is we'll do a reverse rewind on it, and then we'll do a slow motion. So the first thing I'm going to do is come in and do a cut. All the video feeds, and then go to this up a little bit. Go to the end of that big collapse. What does this sound like?
We're 50%.
All right, so right there, that's where I'm going to go ahead and inject a reverse. So now I've cut all the sequences I want to cut. I'm going to go ahead and drag all that stuff out of the way. Grab the footage I want to copy and paste. Sometimes, oh, oops. Adjust my targets. Target to be a 1v1. Pasting it in. I'm going to come in here for speed duration and set this to a reverse speed. What that'll do is it'll play, then reverse it. All right. So now with that, I'm going to take that original footage again, bring that back over here to the right, paste it in. And I want to drag some of this footage again to on the right-hand side of it out of the way. And we're going to set this to a slower speed. We're going to do 50% speed again, maintain pitch. Reselect everything to the right of it, drag it back in. So it's all nicely butted. And we're going to watch the sequence through. We want to make sure that there's no gaps that got introduced by the jibba-jooing of all the footage. it's still trying to pre-render that. All right.
We're 50% done. Oh, crap. Okay, you have nothing left on the right side.
All right, so that in essence is a completed edited coin pusher video, hour and 50 minutes done on a live stream with some conversation, interruptions, and some silliness as well. So not bad, but that's a typical edit. If we didn't do a lot of the extra cuts and additional graphics, it would be time would be greatly reduced. But that's typically what goes into editing one of these videos. So, woo! That was fun. All right, I can take off my video editing hard hat now. Left and permanent mark. See that? My head is now indented all the way around. Oh, you're right. Hey, that's a great, Amy, that's a great idea. I like that. Okay. All right. You know what? You've got a good idea. Let's do it. I like it. All right, let me come back in and do that. I like that idea. That's great. See, I don't have a thought bubble. Let's see. So we could do, let me target the correct layer here. And we can bring in the text tool. Yep, all right. Right as it says. So we'll start with the main sequence here. We'll come in. And what we can do is Amy, I think you'll like this. So what we'll do is as it falls down, we'll have it say ouch here. We're going to have it start small. And we will do some of that positional, the keyframe stuff. And actually have it like get bigger. And yeah, okay, yep, that's what we're going to do. Hold on. It's thinking. I just confused it. Okay. All right, so I want to start small. Keyframe, keyframe. From here. Keyframe, keyframe. We're going to make it bigger. Move it out a little bit. And over here, another keyframe, keyframe. Make it bigger. Continue to move it out. And then we'll add a film dissolve. So we decided to do something else on them. Come on. Sometimes this stuff is super simple, and then sometimes it's like, oh, there we are. So there we are. Oh, I was editing the wrong layer. That was my problem. I was editing the layer 7 instead of just the text. All right. So We got our position in here. And let's scale this up to 100. And move it over this way. So here we go. So ouch. And then we'll come over here and do the same thing. Let's say 200. Move it out further. It'll be like this. Ouch. And then we'll do a fade on it. So it all goes together. And they go like, wee, ouch. And fade like that. Oh, come on. Stop. There we go. So we'll do something like that, Amy. I like that idea. And then we could do it again on the reverse and have it actually come back. Never done that this way before, but let's see what happens. Don't know if it'll let me set speed duration. Oh no, it won't. Wanted to see if there's a way to flip the clip, but it won't let me. But we can add it to the slow motion one. I think I can. So what we'll do is $25, $46. Just that. And then 857, 857. I think we're just going to remove that. And here we go. Jumps out. Well, what I'm doing is I'm moving the keyframe. I think there's a way to move the keyframe directly. Oh, come on. You can do it. Move that one. Move that one. Move that one. Spell backwards for reversal. Oh, I like that. That'd be hilarious. Well, let me get the fast forward one working here first. All right, there we go. You know what? I'm just going to make an editing call and want to have it say ouch just a little bit further. Ouch is going to be at the, here we go. Sometimes you can spend a lot of time micromanaging the edit. All right. So now your idea of having one in the reverse sequence is kind of interesting. So if we were to do that, we could start here. Oops, I misspelled that. All right, let's pull that in. So I want it to have the same size as the last one at the end. So that would be size 200. And let's pull that in. It's about that same spot. It's cutie abuse. Too far, John. This is the most boring live stream ever. I've seen much more boring live streams. Hey, someone actually had a great idea. All right. So all right, and what we'll do is we'll have a key sequence at the beginning, and I'll jump over to the very right there, and I'm going to add a keyframe on this spot, 44. And I'm just going to adjust its position over here to the cootie. This will be the last edit. Come on. $29.46. Yeah, I know this can be kind of a boring live stream. And 1,021. 1,000. Come on. It's just not behaving. Doing everything I want it to. Look at it. It's going all over the place. Woo! What does it actually look like? Oh, that's crazy. All right, let's see. 29. All right, I'm coming back over here. And to remove those keyframes off that original text. All right. Come on. All right, so we're going to start here. We're going to end at 29:46. This is also why when you look at a lot of video editors on the open market, they charge an hourly rate for doing videos. Because when you factor in the amount of time spent to do things, it can definitely add up. And here at the beginning, and there, more keyframes, 200. Even then, it still did quite good. And my laptop is like cringing here. But trying to do these edits. I don't know why it's having such a hard time. 29:46. I'm just not sure why it's doing that. That is so bizarre. Oh, and it just decided to delete that footage. Oh man, sometime I tell you. All right, maybe I can do it this way. Maybe you'll let me drag it. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right. And it's still playing. I told you to stop, and it's still playing. I get obsessed with this OCD. Would have me up all night, Brian. Right? You know. And part of video editing is also is figuring out at what point does your investment no longer add value to the final product. And Sherry's absolutely right. The more time you spend on it, the less viewership. Our most popular video was our Coin Dungeon video, which was released back in March, and it was a pretty straightforward video. There wasn't a lot of cuts or anything in it. So anytime we're doing it, it's we're doing the editing for ourselves at the end of the day. And it's like all this additional time spent on editing it, adding the speed up, slow downs, adding the loop cam, adding the face cam, adding boats, you know, sneaking in a Waldo here or there. That's really for us. And we hope you guys enjoy it and appreciate it. And I think you do. Yeah, this gives you an idea of just on top of actually making the video, how long does it take to actually do that stuff and do that additional editing on top of it? So yeah, that's what goes into it. So at this point, the whole video has been edited. The next step would be to take this video and then you encode it. And the encoding process can take anywhere from a couple hours to 8 to 12 hours of encoding time. So that's the laptop sits there and encodes all night long. And at the end of the day, you have to then take the video that you just encoded and review it to make sure that the encoding process didn't inject any errors. Sometimes little errors get injected in. Maybe there was a bug in the encoding software. Maybe there's somewhere in one of these layers in the video editing that we just did, there's a tiny gap or something in time. That, like if we come in here and zoom in really, really close, sometimes when you do all these cuts, you'll introduce like a little dark gap. And if you do zoom ins like this, you might find it during the editing process, but sometimes also on your final review, you do it. So, but hey, that's what's going on. That's what goes on behind the scenes in every video. We do. So this was what? This was a 26-minute video. So a 26-minute video with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to think how many cuts we did, but yeah, that's what goes into it. So that's it for the live stream tonight, folks. Don't think I have anything else planned. Yeah. So that'd be it. Thanks again for joining me tonight, doing the video editing. It took me a little bit longer than usual to do it because we were doing it on a live stream, but I wanted to share that with everybody so you get a feel for what happens when we create these videos. If we took our live streams and went straight to video with them, we wouldn't have the same quality, wouldn't have the same effects. We wouldn't be able to have all these extra little things that we do, and we do it because we enjoy it and we love doing it. That's it. Yeah, it's definitely involved and takes time, and so yeah. Thank you, Gene. More hours in a day for you, John. There's only so many hours in a day, and this is actually what Mac does. Mac does most of our editing on these videos. So when we talk about, hey, Mac made this video or edited this video, this is essentially the process he's going through when he's editing them as well. All the steps that we just did, he's doing as well. So yeah, glad you felt it was informative. I hope everybody got a different perspective on that stuff. I love the live streams. There's actually a lot of setup that happens ahead of the live stream, but once the live stream is done, it's done. There's nothing else to go do. The live stream is done. So live streams are great. But that's it. So, yeah, I could always hand the camera over that way to the cello corner. Oh, there's the cello, right? That's the cello right there in black. Well, yeah, I think that's it for tonight. So have a good night, everybody. So I was debating pulling out the guitar and playing something, but I don't know. I haven't played enough music in the last several months, so I'm a bit rusty. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.